Hi, everyone. Welcome in. It is Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Welcome to all my mods. Thank you for being here. You are truly the best. All my members, family members, thank you so much. I thought it was important we gather as a family today. Receiving a lot of messages from you all that you are heartbroken, sad, devastated, angry. So I felt like we should talk. And also, I wanted to correct when I released the information about the homes. I said Masters was the one the Proudfoots recommended. They recommended Bledsoe. I apologize for that. A lot of information upload yesterday came to me. So we're going to listen to Tony Mathis. He was on Mr. E, and he laid out information about the DCF reports. We call it CPS in Arizona. DCF reports. There are 5 of them. We're going to go over the timeline of the emails and how it came about, why there was even a home being looked at. If you didn't see my video, we'll go over it again. We're going to listen to Tony's own words. Tony has been a wonderful advocate for Seth. Remember Seth Rogers, when everyone was being run off, was so devastated. Remember his shoulder, and he was exhausted, and he was searching, and he was doing interviews, and everyone who was helping him was being run off. It was heartbreaking. And Tony stepped in and has never left his side. And it has been a thankless job at times because they've all been criticized. We know that. And it's been thankless, but he stood by him. And the two of them together have never stopped. And it has ignited, Seth going and going and going has ignited At World, or At Night, One World, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nick the Hat. I miss Nick's updates. I loved his updates. I really do. I love that they still do them so regularly on X, but I miss the video up, the lives. He's so great to listen to. But anyway, I wanted just to, be here today. And yes, Tony stood by him, and now they have a very strong team that can't be run off. And that's important because I think it's important to Seth's health and just knowing he's got support when he has to wake up each day and take this on. So welcome into everyone. We are discussing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, the handsome young man on the screen. He is 15 years old. In 5 days, he will be 16 years old. He was reported missing on February 26, 2024, under the supervision of his mother. He was last seen leaving the Texas Roadhouse on February 25th, 2024 at 6:22 p.m. Seen on footage. Arrived home at 6:40 p.m. allegedly. The car went into the garage and the door went down. You could not see who arrived. But I'm just trying to we have a lot of people, right? Awareness has been raised. So I am trying to give a little bit of a recap for those who are new. Welcome in. And those returning, welcome back. Sebastian was not seen on footage. Walking, he allegedly left barefoot in the middle of the night. Sebastian does not like to be barefoot. His father said because he stepped on fire ants and had a situation when he was younger, so it's not something he would do. Sebastian did not take his cell phone. He took nothing with him except for a little fidget flashlight that allegedly is broken. Sebastian is a chess player. He's good. Been said to be able to beat adults. Seth players strategize. They think about their moves before they make them. They can think about what moves are going to happen after they make their moves and what they should do next to counter, to expect, to prepare. That does not sound like the qualities of a young man who would just walk out for walk out without any reason on his own, without any planning. So it is concerning. Everyone's very worried. It has been 9 months, over 9 months now, and we are going to share some information from Tony Mathis tonight, from last night. Tony is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father's national spokesperson. And he is giving some accurate information out regarding up-to-date information. And we're going to listen to it. He was on Mr. E's Crimecast yesterday, and we are going to listen to that as well. That's where we're going to begin, so everyone can hear it and be caught up. Okay, exactly, Yadasi. So a lot of feelings right now. Four exits to the home. Interesting. Will you send those to me? Get lockered, Nan, please. crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. Thank you. Good job. Rhonda Moses, you were my very first ever family member. Thank you so much for your support. We have a new family member, Cheshire Cat. Welcome to the family. Everyone, please welcome Cheshire Cat to the family. We're going to do something different this Saturday. Rather, we are going to have a little birthday party for Sebastian Saturday for our members only. We'll do some trivia, talk, honor, share memories, talk about what we know about this wonderful young man who will be 16 on Saturday. So don't miss it. Members only. We're going to have our, instead of just talking the case, we'll still talk some of the case. Sure, there will be updates because Friday night, Seth is going to be on his channel again. Remember the information we received, so much information when he was on a couple Fridays ago. So don't miss that. We'll all go over there and support Seth. So Saturday, we'll also talk about probably some of the highlights from that. And we'll celebrate and honor Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers on his 16th birthday. What a wonderful gift if we could bring him home before that. Yes, Pamela, it was me. Yes, it was me, Pamela. Okay, we are going to go ahead and listen to Tony Mathis, the national spokesperson for Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, who has been working night and day, Seth has, searching, doing media interviews, begging people to be involved, trying to get cleared so he could get the Cold Case Foundation in there. Any resource he could bring in, he's been trying to. And finally, he has a strong team with him that's by his side and won't be deterred. Let's go ahead and listen to Tony, and we will talk about it after. We're only going to listen to the part with Tony. If you want to hear the entire Crimecast, you'll go over to Mr. E's Crimecast, featuring Mr. E, Mrs. E, and Aunt E, a wonderful channel. Please, mods, will you drop the link to the channel? Full credit to Mr. and Mrs. E, Mr. E's Crimecast, and I will certainly put that on the banner as soon as we get started.
Accurate. First off, Mrs. E, how are you? And Auntie, how are you?
I'm great. And Mrs. E stepped off for just a second, but I'm doing great. I'm wish it was a little bit warmer where I live because it's supposed to be warm here, but it's not. But other than that, I'm doing great.
And Mrs. E just
Good.
stepped back in here, so he was just asking how you were doing.
Well, I had to run to the restroom, so I'm back. I'm
I
doing
completely
good.
understand that, by the way.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Sounds like you're driving.
I am. I'm out, headed out into West Texas.
Hmm.
Very good. Well,
What's the song with West Texas in it?
I don't know.
Old El
Texas,
Paso.
town of El Paso.
Yep.
Yeah,
Marty Robbins.
Yep.
we're showing our age there.
No kidding.
Oh, we know what
So,
8-tracks are.
So what I'd like to talk about, guys, and I appreciate you giving me the chance to come on and clear some of this up. First thing I can tell your audience is that you guys are here tonight with a group of people that verify, re-verify, as Mr. E said over and over again, try to gain information from a couple or three different sources before they put it out. And unfortunately, and I'm not going to get into mentioning creators by name, but unfortunately, we're dealing with other creators that they really don't verify anything, and it's kind of a pattern with some of these creators. And the latest thing that's out there from a couple creators is that there had been an email sent by Seth Rogers that he was trying to get Sebastian put in a home. I think it started out, September, October, that kind of thing. Even the dates aren't correct. I heard another rumor that something to the effect of Seth was told that, well, they had given Seth a year to get his home in order. And because he couldn't get his home in order, they were going to do something different with Sebastian. That's kind of like it's kind of like a lot of the other things that have happened there locally. It's just not factual. I'll take you guys back. First off, we're familiar with some of these DCS reports that have been talked about over and over again. I think it's important for your audience to know that over the last 2 years, there's been 5 different DCS reports that were filed.
Chances are you have thought about working online to earn money. It took me quite a while of sifting through offers. Many were either too risky, not what I.
Those reports started in 22.
So did you say 5, Tony?
Correct.
Okay.
Are these all in the Proudfoot home?
Correct.
Okay,
Now,
I don't think I've ever heard that number before.
So what I can tell you, obviously, we are not allowed to discuss the content of those reports.
Right.
I can tell you that whether they're in one parent's name or the other step parent's name, the allegations are consistently against the step parent. So you can have a DCS report that's filed that may be in the mom's name, but it may be regarding the environment that she is allowing her child to be in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's start there. We're going to go ahead and stop as we get the information. It's a lot to process. And like I said yesterday, I misspoke with everything I had been told. It was Bledsoe that the Proudfoots wanted to send him to. And I said Masters, but Masters was a different one. So I want us to go step by step through the information. I will always tell you if I say something inaccurately. I have a very accurate source, obviously, but I want us to discuss that. Yada, I'm praying for you. So it's hard to discuss. I didn't sleep last night either, Jen Benners. I was on the phone with one of you. I think we were on for almost 4 hours late last night. And we were, yeah. And we didn't even get to discuss this part of it, right? We were discussing the other things. So anyway, 5 CPS reports to the home on Stafford Court. We know that they moved in 2022. And since 2022, there have been 5 DCF, I guess they call it in Tennessee, DCF reports. So take that in for a second. So whether it was in the name of one parent or step-parent, Tony said, allegedly consistent with being against the stepdad, and it can be in the mom's name because of the environment she was allowing Sebastian to be in. Seth had to get an attorney to see the 4 reports he did get to see. The 5th report, it's upcoming, was filed end of January 2024, first few days of February 2024 is still open and ongoing, so therefore Seth is unable to see it. So those of you sending me messages about, do I think Seth has a lawsuit? I'm not a professional, but in my opinion as a parent, absolutely, because he has parental rights. But I think it's important to find Sebastian first, because starting another investigation, remember Summer, once those boys were taken and that part of, there was that, it slowed down questions that could be answered, that needed to be answered. So just hold tight, but in my opinion, yes, with several avenues. Okay, I think Julie's covering that on her channel and she's doing a great job. Let's keep going on this. So I'm shaking again just listening to it. Let me see how you all are. They moved there in 2022, and since then there have been 5. Okay, 5. The last one being, and still open, not closed and laughed at. Remember Stepfoot's story? They were eating dinner. The person came kind of, oh yeah, and giggled and scolded Sebastian for not telling the truth, and that was the end of that, and they got past it. Remember, he said Sebastian thought he was going to get me kicked out of his own home, my own home. Well, apparently if that's the one he was speaking of, that's still ongoing and open. So let's continue listening. I want Sebastian to be alive too. Yes, Pamela, that's coming up too, about the wait list and what the email was all about. Okay, like I said in my video, it was not that Seth was wanting to put his child in a home. Seth loves his child. He followed him to Tennessee. The Stepfoots allegedly wanted to put him in a home for ABA, applied behavioral, but the one that they chose, Bledsoe Academy, and yes, I misspoke yesterday, I'm making a correction, had, and I'll do more research now that I realized I'll do some more research, but allegedly 6 to 7 or 5 to 6 deaths, child deaths. And we'll get to the whole story. We'll go through it in order. But it was Seth Rogers said absolutely not to the place that they had chosen, because he did his research and he found out it had a poor reputation and was not a program that would suit Sebastian's needs. So let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to mute. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's go back to the first of these DCS reports was filed in 22. So fast forward to 23, which would have been, let's say, a year ago at this time. Katie and Chris were actually trying to get Seth to take Sebastian a year before everybody knew that the plan was for him to go to live with Seth. So you look at, I want to say October of 22. Now these dates are rough. They're within a month or so of being accurate.
Okay.
But in October of 22, they had tried to get Seth to take Sebastian then. This is not something that a lot of people know. Well,
I have not heard this. No.
what they're talking about when they say that things could not get in order for him to get Sebastian, it had nothing to do with his home. It had to do with the fact that they wanted him to take Sebastian in the fall of 22, and he had tried to get signed up for the online program with Clarksville schools.
What if there was a system that guaranteed paid speaking gigs, even if you're a brand new speaker? A system with a predictable flow.
And there was a waiting list, and he could not get approved. So he had a conversation with Chris and Katie and told them that he really thought that it would be smart for them to continue to let him finish out the school year and not move him to another physical school in the middle of the year. So that's what happened. He stayed in his, stayed at the school he was at for the remainder of 22 and part of 23. So fast forward to November of 23, we know that there were more DCS reports filed in that month. And we know that on or about the time those DCS reports were filed, Seth Rogers received a call from Chris and Katie that they wanted to put Sebastian in a behavioral center. Basically, you can call it a boys' home. I don't like to call it that. I like to call it a behavioral center.
Okay.
They were having problems with Sebastian at home. They were having problems with Sebastian at school. They were kind of at their wits' end with him. According to Seth, they did not have a lot of patience with him, which is why they had a lot of problems that Seth did not have when he was with Seth. So Seth asked.
Okay, so hello, everyone coming in. We are just listening to the live from last night, the portion from Mr. and Mrs. E's Crimecast. Let me put that banner back up. And let's break down what they just said. So in October of 2022, roughly, a year before everyone knew Sebastian was supposed to go live with Seth, the Stepfoots, KP and CP, wanted Seth to take Sebastian then. So let's talk about that. They wanted back in 2022, wanted him out of the home. They allegedly, okay, we're going to say allegedly, in my opinion, just because. It's not that Seth did not get his home in order like the rumor is. It's that they wanted him to take him early. He could not get him online in Clarksville. They couldn't get him on. There was a waiting list. He could not get approved. So Seth felt it was best he continue and finish the school year at his current physical school rather than going to a new physical school mid-year. So he finished, as we know, 2022 and part of and 2023, there became more reports filed with DCF. Now, notice Tony said reports for November 2023. So that makes me hear more than one from November 2023. And then they called the KP and CP, called Seth, the father, and they said, we want to put him, Sebastian, into a boys' home, a behavioral center, ABA. Okay. And Seth said they were having problems with Sebastian at home and at school, but he did not have those problems with Sebastian. They did because they did not have patience with Sebastian. So that's where we are so far. Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome in. Yes, Yada, poor Sebastian. Hello, hey, Jude, Sam R. Keep up the chatter. Reality Wins, Violent Wind, Caddy G, Catherine B. We have a new family member, Cheshire Cat. Please be sure and welcome. Hi, Sandy SST, Amy Foy, Reality Wins, Lisa Jane Whip, The Path, Get Lockered. All of you, welcome in. Violent Wind, we're listening to the sad reality of Sebastian Rogers' situation in the home that he was living in, with 5 DCF reports from 22 to end of January 24, first few days in February 2024 that was still open. So it's very sad, in my opinion. I don't know. It makes me speechless, but it also makes me think allegedly that can't be overlooked, right? That has to have being looked into as motive. So I don't know, or capability, right? Of not wanting Sebastian around, in my opinion, allegedly. Let's go ahead and finish with Tony. Thank you all for being here. Sebastian, yeah, I can too, Enoch. What he went through was, I can just imagine what Sebastian went through is what someone is saying, and I agree. Makes my heart break. And it makes my heart break for Seth to learn of this after his son has been reported missing, because DCF was told the father was not involved in Sebastian's life. So he had to get an attorney to get the 4 reports he has seen, and has not been able to get the 5th because it's an open and ongoing case. But, you know, that kind of, someone's mentioned, and I think it was Auntie E, that he should be able to because he has parental rights. So hopefully stay tuned. There will be more on that, and he should be able to have absolutely everything on his son, his missing son. Thank you for being here. We're going to continue with Mr. E's Crime Cast and Tony Mathis from last night.
Chris and Katie to send him the name of the organization that they were trying to send him to. They sent him the name. The name of that organization was Bledsoe Youth Academy in Gallatin, Tennessee. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that place.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Okay. So that was in November of 23. Seth does research on that specific center. And according to Seth, there had been 5 or 6 childhood deaths associated with that facility.
Man, I'm so sick of how lazy some of y'all are. It's crazy. The state is literally handing out $5,000 health spending cards that you can use.
Oh, wow.
So when he found
Right.
that out, he reached out to Chris and Katie again by phone, let them know that under no circumstances was his son going to that facility, and gave them the reason. So they in turn told Seth that if he could find another behavioral facility that he liked better or that he thought was a safer place for Sebastian, they would allow, they would consider that. So the infamous email that people are talking about was simply a forwarded email. I have a copy of it, and I will send it to you guys off the air.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
He reached out to a lady that was a behavioral specialist, and she recommended 4 different centers. And the
Okay.
4 centers were, one was in Missouri, one was in Utah, one was in Wyoming, and then the 4th one was in another state. I can't remember what state it was in.
Okay.
So when Seth got that email, the email described in great detail each facility, what they treated, what they specialized in, a little bit about the facility, and it was basically a synopsis of all 4 facilities. So Seth, on December 1st, simply forwarded that email to Chris and Katie. Again, I have a copy of the forwarding email. So they did some research, figured out that those facilities were between $5,000 and $10,000 a month. They decided it wasn't in the cards for the blended family together to be able to pay for that. So that's when they went back to, well, when this school year is over, he's coming to live with you, which would have been in May, which of course Seth said, fantastic.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to go back to Clarksville, and I'm going to find out if he is ready to be approved for that online school. Well, in a matter of a week, Seth found out that Sebastian's name had come up, which would have been the second week of December, and that Sebastian had been approved for the online school. Basically, his turn in line had come up. So everything was, was situated there. They quit talking about the behavioral centers or what have you, and just accepted the fact that in May he was going to live with his dad, and it would be his dad that would be dealing with him and any issues he may or may not have. So fast forward to the end of January of 24, there was
Okay.
another DCS report that was filed. We do not have the details of that report because that report was ongoing when Sebastian went missing.
So even Seth has never read this one.
Correct.
And Tony, there's a few questions in chat about this. And if I remember correctly, Seth had to go to an attorney to get these reports in the first place, correct?
The report, yes, all of the reports that I mentioned previously that were not currently open, he had to go to an attorney to get those reports.
Can I just clarify? So that one that happened in January that Seth has not been able to read, is that is the 5th CPS report that we know of?
Correct.
Okay. Wow.
That's insane.
Now, I'm a math guy, but I don't think you have to be a mathematician for this to add up. And I'm certainly not going to come on your show and start getting into accusing anybody, but
No.
get to the point where there's enough DCS reports and it's been made very clear that they don't want to deal with this child. And on February 25th, early February 26th, the boy goes missing.
Wow.
That's incredible. Why didn't one of the questions that popped in my mind just going through when you were giving this timeline? So if he was trying to get him registered for the online school in 2022, but wasn't able to
Correct.
get in because of a waiting list. Why didn't he take him at the beginning of the fall of 2023? Was there? Do you know the reason?
Hadn't been approved yet. They approve them all throughout the year.
So there was even a 2-year backlog on trying to get into that online
Right.
school.
Tony said the first week of December he was
Yeah.
approved for the online school, and that would have been in 2023.
I see.
It was about 14 months it took him to get approved.
And just to be clear for people in chat, Tony said that the last report that Seth could not get because it's an ongoing report has not been closed.
That's correct.
Okay. And that's why he cannot get it.
Someone else in
That's-
chat was asking about a meeting with all parents at the school on February 10th. Do you know anything about that?
Or he might not be
Well-
able to speak on it.
Guys, just like I had to gather all the information for you guys on this, I would have to ask that question and gather that information.
Right.
Gotcha.
No, I mean,
This is kind of shocking.
yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. But the
So there we have it. Hello, everyone. I know it's hi, Barb. Welcome in. Everyone, yeah, Seth did his research exactly, like any parent should. And he was not sending his son there. And again, correction from my video yesterday, I said the wrong school, the wrong name. It was Bledsoe and Gallatin. Correction. So let's go back over what was just said, where we left off. So roughly a year before everyone knowing that Sebastian was going to live with Seth, can we have a virtual vigil for Sebastian? Certainly. Can you email me ideas of what that would look like? We can certainly do that. Should we do it Saturday, Misty, for his birthday? If you don't mind emailing me what you're thinking, and we can certainly put something like this together. Absolutely. Tell me what that looks like in your mind, what you're thinking, and we'll work on that. Okay. I do, Sandy SST. I do believe more than ever, in my opinion, there is no fact pointing to that other than he didn't want any. Let me read the comment. Does anyone else think CPS made CP leave the house during the month of February? Had to be, in my opinion. I'm sure CP Boiling, while living in his RV, and Sebastian was living in his new beautiful home. In my opinion, I don't know. It's possible. And quite frankly, it makes a lot of sense, even more so now that we hear what we just heard. Allegedly, in my opinion, I'm just still in shock. I'm still in shock. So 5 cases. And I want to put it properly, the father, the allegations were directed at the stepfather. And so I'm actually speechless about it, quite frankly. So let's go over the facts because I don't know what else to say. I feel so brokenhearted for Sebastian and then Seth learning this and having to fight to learn it and not to be notified when it was happening because he would have taken his son then. I'm sure. I know. Okay. So they wanted him to, it's important to note when we say they, it's CP and KP. CP had told this story that he and Seth wanted Sebastian to move over to Seth's, but they were trying to convince the mother. That's not accurate according to this, okay? According to Seth, whom I believe, because Seth hasn't told anything that hasn't been consistent, right? The other, I can't get one consistent interview, in my opinion, but let's just keep going. So both of them wanted Seth to take Sebastian a year before everyone knew that was going to happen. It was not like the rumor going around that Seth couldn't get his house together to take his son. It's that it was early. He could not, in the middle of the school year, get on the online Clarksville. He was on a waiting list to get approved. So Seth, of course, felt like the best thing was to let him finish the school year where he was, rather than go to a new physical school. Okay. And we discussed that. I'm just giving a little backup here. So they called Seth in November of 23, about a year ago, right? And they said 3 months, by the way, about before Sebastian went missing. And they wanted to put him in a behavioral center. Well, Tony also says during that month there were more reports DCF filed with DCF. So Seth did his research, did not like what he heard. 5 to 6 child deaths at Bledsoe School in Gallatin. Like, again, correction, I made an error in the name I said yesterday. And he let them know, KP and CP, by phone, there was no way his son was going there. And also, it did not address the needs that Seth felt would have been beneficial to Sebastian, and also including counseling for how he was victimized essay-wise, okay? So they said, well, if you can find a better facility, safer, we'll consider that. So Seth went to Tara, and I didn't release the name yesterday because I wasn't sure I should. Okay, and she's a behavioral specialist who recommended 4 places. She gave great detail about each facility, their specializations, all about them, basically like a rundown of all of them. And on December 1st, Seth forwarded that email to CP and KP. That's the email of the rumor that Seth wanted his son in a home. Well, it's twisted, of course, right? So then as a family, blended family, they realized the $5,000 to $10,000 a month was not what they could afford. So they went back to, okay, in May, about roughly, 7 months at the end of the school year, Sebastian will go live with Seth. Again, I would like to point out that this was a conversation between KP, CP, and Seth. It wasn't like it was allegedly said that it was CP and Seth's idea and they were trying to convince Katie, which is what CP had allegedly said. So KP and CP were trying to convince Seth to take him early, okay, and to put him in a behavioral home. They were having issues with him. at school and at home, issues Seth did not have when he was with him because he had patience. Okay, so that they were back to he was coming in May to live with his father. And then we all know the rest, unfortunately. A couple short months later. Well, we have to add to it. End of January, first few days of February, there's another DCF report. Okay. Ongoing, still opened, not closed and shoved away, and shame on you, Sebastian. None of that accurate. Still ongoing and open, allegedly eluding me to agree with some of you, possibly, we don't know, that's why CP was so protective of when he went home in February, allegedly, in my opinion, could be connected. We don't know. Okay. Wow. So it's a lot. I mean, I agree when Mr. E said, how could they not be looking, looking at this? I would think they are. I really would. Tony said police has seen them all the reports. Hi, YouTuber. Thank you for being here to mod. All the mods, thank you so much. Greetings to Kentucky, Miss Mimi to Ham. Hello, Reality Wins. Yeah, now I agree, Roller Girl. Hello, Shelly. We're all kind of in shock right now. We're saddened. We're processing. I don't know, Tracy Crokin. I don't know I don't understand. Hello to Oregon, Sharon Ostrander. Hi, Guardian Angel, Julie. Good to see you all. Brad Miller Rickson. Barb, I don't know how they closed the first 4. I don't know how the investigation closed. I don't know. Yeah, hi, Samar. How are you? Oh, really, Ginger Girl? I'm sorry to hear that. I pray to God that that child is safe, stays safe, in my opinion. So when you're done eating your lunch, you'll chat with us all. Okay, Reality Wins. So yes, if we're going to do something for Sebastian's birthday, definitely for our members only. And if I'm able to, I have a brother coming into town Saturday too. So if I'm able to come back on, we'll do an everyone, celebration for his 16th birthday. Okay. So that's the latest. And I guess it shows that they were really not wanting him in the home anymore, both of them, allegedly. And Seth was excited to get him. Yeah, Misty Fisher, I agree with you. I'm really, really upset. But the good news is that I think with all of this coming out now, I think that it gives, in my opinion, some substance and evidence to treatment of Sebastian. Hello, Mrs. Information. How are you? Oh, it is I'm sorry, I'm so tired, y'all. I'm like you are. I didn't sleep. Thank you, Yadasi. I will check my email. It is crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. Please make sure you put your YouTube handle in your email so I know whom I'm speaking with. Thank you, you all. I appreciate all the information you send me. I do. So it's hard for me to talk about what Sebastian's life was like for that since they moved into that home. but I think it's important that we do because it builds a foundation, in my opinion, to whatever happened. And I want to say, how did Tony say it? He said something, I don't know how you want to say it about 5 DCF reports. They didn't want to deal with Sebastian allegedly. And then he goes missing. So, friends, I just, my heart breaks. Your heart breaks more and more every day. Yes, Debbie. Debbie says, I find it very strange that CPS still didn't notify Seth about the accusations. Even if CPS was told that Seth wasn't in his life, they by law have to notify both parents. Very, very strange. And I would have a feeling, Debbie, that will be something that will be addressed. Stay tuned, right? In my opinion. Yeah, he forgot to wear a belt, so he hit him with his belt. His words, not allegedly, CP's words. Yes, Cinderella, hello. Whatever is in the dark will come to light. Absolutely. We will be having a birthday celebration for Sebastian. We have a new family member. Please welcome Cheshire Cat. We are going to celebrate for our members only, do something different this time. Thank you, Mrs. Information. Thank you. I will look at it to see if it's different than something I've received. So anyway, could have been an ultimatum. I don't know. We will see what's going to happen now. We will see what steps happen next. Little pieces are all coming together. Hi, wait, what? Little pieces are coming together. We have a sighting at 622 of KP having an exchange that lasted under a minute at Texas Roadhouse with someone in a green hoodied sweatshirt. A person in a yellow raincoat and a jumbo face mask walks by as well as a third person with surgical gloves. Very creepy. People attempting to infiltrate at-night systems fraudulently. Oh, so many things. I mean, 2 people connected in Oregon. So we have a lot that is a lot bigger than a young man who just walked out on his own, in my opinion. And I think that the pieces are being put together. Okay. And I do want to say that law enforcement's asking for some things, right? They asked Smiley and sent an email via one of you all to me asking for something. And I've turned everything had turned everything in already to other tip lines and places. And so the eyes are on the case. Eyes are on the case. So I hope that we're getting closer to locating Sebastian with all my heart and soul. I want to hope that he is indeed somewhere. I don't know. I just know that they see indeed somewhere safe. These DCF reports scare me to death because we don't know. And if we recall when Seth saw them and said he wanted to show them to us, he wasn't alluding that they would be positive, right? Or in any way, shape, or form. He was alluding that we would be mortified, allegedly. So I don't think this is positive. But I think it is positive that pieces are coming together. I hope so, Samar. Oh my goodness, you all. You are just so thoughtful. Thank you, Sandy SST. So appreciate that. Says, thank you for all your research and hard work, Jay. Sandy, I truly appreciate that. That means so much to me. Thank you. And Pamela Hale, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. That's so thoughtful. It's never expected. Those of you who are here with me watching the video, giving a thumbs up, praying, thinking of Sebastian, I appreciate you, each and every one of you. And mods, thank you. Thank you so much. So appreciated, friends. That's very thoughtful. I also want to talk about I also want to talk about, yes, it's in Gallatin, Tennessee. Surprise. Bledsoe Academy is in Gallatin, Tennessee. Yeah, Dia Rant. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you, Grandma. So I'm heartbroken, and I know you're heartbroken, and we have to just stay logical. We don't want to it's hard not to get emotional right now. We know we've been there. You've heard me on occasion where I'm at a point of non-understanding because we can't understand, right? We can't relate to, I can't relate to the mom not searching and speaking out. But now this evidence, yada, yes, about Bledsoe. Yes, I was told the research. I have not had time. Yesterday was a wealth of information, a wealth of all of the proper people putting together pieces of information. It's been a lot, and I thank all of those who are doing what they need to do. Thank you, Yada C. After we get off of here, y'all, I'm going to eat something. And then I'm going to, I'm so emotional, Lori 626. I'm choked up. I'm trying to stick with the facts. Oh, my lands, you all, you're so thoughtful and thankful. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Georgia Patriot Woman, for the super sticker. We want this to be, a place we can talk about and be when these things go on. And we're going to stay calm, exactly, Yada, and stick to the facts. We have our emotions, they're coming up, but as long as we stick to those facts that we're hearing and have faith and know that all these things that are coming out, like Tony said, we have to think about, they contacted for something from me. Thank you, Jen Benners. You all are just unbelievable how much you do, your kind words, your thumbs up, your super stickers, your memberships, your viewing my videos, your amazing comments, just being here. I appreciate you all. I truly do. But what Tony said made a lot of sense when he said, they've asked for a couple of things, something from Smiley and something from me, and that maybe we've stumbled upon a couple of things that maybe they didn't want, in the integrity of their investigation, wanted us to stumble upon, or maybe it's something that they want to look further into. So they're looking into things. Okay. And I did give what they were asking to several individuals, important to the case. And so the question is, are there any new posts from Nick today? Good question. Let me check. Let me check while I have you all right here with me where I like to have you because you're an amazing group. And I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. E for hosting Tony. That gave us all such a good bunch of information that we needed. He did post on X a day ago. Yesterday, I'll be honest, I was not I didn't have a chance to check. Oh my goodness, you all. You are absolutely so thoughtful. Jen Benners, thank you so very much. Red Hearts, Green Hearts, back at you. Panda Bear's mom, you all, you're just, thank you. Just the best group. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you all so much. Nick posted yesterday, like I said, I was constantly on the phone yesterday. Opinion or poll, did Sebastian Rogers run away? Yes, 16%, no, 77%, and 7% he ran but not away. He also has, currently, I'm going to answer that one. Okay. Was the opinion or poll, was the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers premeditated? This was 5 minutes ago. %91 have said yes. 6% no. 3% have said accident turned cover up. 0% said he ran away. You have 4 days and 23 hours left. Oh my goodness, you guys like me to put that up, don't you? Let me do that again for you all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me put the X up for you all. Some of you do not have it and want to see it. I apologize, and I appreciate your amazing feedback and your generosity, by the way, and thoughtfulness in every way for Sebastian, for Seth. One second. Let me put X up. I apologize. Get that up there for you, and we'll go through it together. Thank you, Ginger Girl, for reminding us to check X. I do want you all to see these polls. Don't forget that Seth Rogers will be on Friday night on his channel, which means we will adjust our live if we go live, okay, to the timing once they announce theirs, okay? Okay, let me get this on for you all. Make sure. Let's see here. Okay. Make sure you can see it. Okay, there you go, friends. Okay. Opinion poll, did Sebastian Rogers run away? Now, 15.5% have said yes. 76.8% have said no, he ran away, or he did not run away. And these are final results. 7.7% said he ran but not away. Now, this poll was 7 minutes ago now, and you have 4 days left to vote. I just voted. Opinion or poll, was the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers premeditated? 89.4% feel yes, 4.3% feel no, and these results came in the last 7 minutes. 6.4% accident turned cover up, and 0% agree with the fact that he ran away. Okay. People, let's look at this one. People may have always been gullible, but they're not blind. Lie to them enough, and they won't trust you to tell them the sun is rising. I like that. That's well said. People may have always been gullible, but they're not blind. Lie to them enough, and they won't trust you to tell them the sun is rising. You know, I love the things Nick posts. I truly do. He always finds a way to be able to speak for Sebastian and what's happening, even though he's been silenced. So that's it so far for Nick. Let's go to at night and see if we have anything from at night. There we go. All have been just fabulous. Nothing since November 30th. They'll be on. Tony gave an update yesterday. Remember, on November 30th, they announced that their ongoing efforts have led to the preliminary identification of 3 persons of interest. So much has happened since this November 30th release, right? So much has come out. It's mind-blowing. Little pieces. Our ongoing efforts have led to the preliminary identification of 3 persons of interest, POIs, in connection with the events of February 25th, 2024, the night Sebastian disappeared. Person of interest number 1, we have reason to believe this person has direct knowledge of what unfolded that evening and may hold critical information about Sebastian's disappearance. So basically what this is telling us is there are other people who know direct knowledge that were, in their opinion, in the vicinity of the very last place Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers has proof of life other than hearsay. It's actual video proof, footage. And that is scary. And it's also scary to me that, and I'm just going to say it, and I'm not accusing anyone, but what it points out to us is that the words of Sebastian's mother, that 2 aunts, a cousin, and the waitstaff were the last to see Sebastian, is inaccurate. The person in the green hoodie waved goodbye to Sebastian after his minute or under exchange with KP that Sebastian did not engage in or wave. This person waved goodbye to Sebastian, and seconds later, that was the last time Sebastian was seen on surveillance at 6:22 p.m. This person is believed to have direct knowledge of what unfolded that evening and may hold critical information about Sebastian's disappearance. That does not sound like a young man who walked out on his own in the night, barefoot, in my opinion, and add 5 DCF reports on top of it, 1 ongoing and 1 and still open. So let's keep going. Person of interest. I appreciate you all. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. We have 2 more days of my break that we can engage during the day. And I so am thankful that you would choose to be with me, because I choose to be with you. Person of interest number 2. This individual is believed to be working with the first person of interest in some capacity, and you may provide valuable context or corroborating details. Remember, they said they are not going to release at this time the nature of the exchange between Sebastian's mother and the person in the green hoodie. That to me makes me wonder, what was the nature of that exchange? What do they mean by nature of that exchange? What do you think? Person of interest number 3. So person of interest number 2, they believe may be working with person of interest 1, who they believe has direct knowledge of what unfolded and critical information they may hold about the disappearance. Person of interest number 2, possibly working with first person of interest number 1, in some capacity and may provide valuable context or corroborating details. Person of interest number 3, while potentially unrelated to the other 2, this person is believed to possess knowledge that could shed light on the events leading to Sebastian's disappearance. At this stage, we are not disclosing further details about these individuals, but we emphasize that identifying and speaking with them is critical to the ongoing efforts. Nationwide focus, we urge anyone with information about these individuals to come forward regardless of their location. These persons of interest may not reside in Tennessee or may have traveled across state lines, making nationwide awareness crucial. If you have information about these individuals, please contact us or federal officials. We are incredibly grateful for the public's support and patience. We encourage anyone with information to come forward and join us in this mission. Together, we can bring Sebastian safely home and establish a legacy of hope for others. Wow. Okay. Let me check dog. Oh, yeah, it's under Dwayne. Let me see if you guys, are you following me? Okay. Let's look. See if there's anything you do know. Let's see. Okay, nothing new that it looks like right now on dogs. Mentioning the $200,000 reward. So I think we're all caught up there. Let me get his beautiful face up while we talk. So it's hard to think about. Hi, Trishy818. It's good to see all of you. Hi, Irene Rose. Kelly Girl 818. Good to see you. So we need to talk about the fact that there really were issues in the home, and there really were. Hi, Star Lambert, Joanne McNeil, Linda Hall, Be Great 88, Brown Eyed Girl Shadra. There really were issues in the home to the point where there were 5 reports. They moved in September of 2022 into, thank you, Karen Killeran. They moved in September of 2022 into the house on Stafford Court, which is the home that had 5 reports. Now, September of 2022 is when they moved in. These reports went to end of January, beginning of February of 2024. So for about 15, 16 months, there were 5 reports. He's a handsome man, yes. 5 reports to DCF. 1 that was still open when Sebastian went missing. So now we see, I mean, it builds a very grim picture. Yes, thank you. Please don't mention other creators. Irene Rose is growing the family. Welcome to the family, and thank Irene Rose if you receive one of her very generous Crime Time Buzz memberships. We meet Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we are going to be doing something different this time because we are going to have a birthday party for Sebastian. And I have a brother coming into town, so depending on the time he's coming, I will come back on and we'll all have a birthday party as well. But I can't promise till I know his plans, and I haven't reached out to the actual time he's flying in. So let's see here. Want to make sure I said hello. Thank you. Be sure you thank Irene Rose. So I want to go and see your comments. And Irony, thank you. That's so thoughtful of you. Thank you for growing our family. We have a great time together when we're together, and we're going to lighten it up a little bit and honor this handsome young man who will be 16 on Saturday. And also, we're going to pray for Seth and all his loved ones who, Yada, you included. 500 watching. Could you please put the thumbs up, my friends? Got 500 watching. Well, 500 in the chat. But could we do a favor, please? Thumbs up. And we also remember we need to keep in mind all of the loved ones of Sebastian, but also all the loved ones who are missing someone right now. And not just missing, but lost during this time is a hard time during the holidays. Missing children, victims of any kind, unaliving of oneself is higher during this time. DV is higher during this time. So we need to pray for all who what they are experiencing will be covered and get through. Will be covered and get through. This is a time where I have a wonderful community that cares about so many people. Okay, Carla HH, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm going to address that in just a second. We have a wonderful community that cares about humanity and people being victimized and justice. So let's keep in our hearts a reminder, the Summerwells, Oakley Carlsons, Harmony Montgomerys, Cody Gibson. Did I say that right? Yeah. All the kids, Kyron, Horman. Hi, Sharon. Good to have you. Well, your oldest child, Get Lockard's 40th birthday is, you're saying, this Saturday. I'm reading the comment. This Saturday. Okay, I'd like to go back to, Sarah Boone. She was sentenced to life. Amen. Sarah Boone is the woman who put her partner or left her partner begging her to let him out of a suitcase. He was in a suitcase. She claimed they were playing hide and seek, had been drinking and thought it was funny, but then video came out from her phone of her videotaping him begging to be let out of this suitcase. And he passed. He died. So she was, thank you, Ginger Girl, for the update, just sentenced to life. There has a comment that I can let you all know right now that I have the absolute fact of answer to. Let me go back. Okay, Carla HH, thank you for saying that. CP and KP traded weekends with Seth. That screams premeditated. That was planned, no doubt in my opinion. That is inaccurate. I know for a fact, 100, I'm not revealing my source, 100, that is not the case. The weekend was not changed. Okay? So, lots of misinformation has been put out there by a certain camp. So yes, I just wanted you to know that is not, they had not changed weekends that weekend. Okay? And I have a very reliable source, but as you know, I do not release my sources. You are just going to have to trust me on that, because I know we've heard that for 9 months, but there was not a change in weekend. So, Sebastian, he will be 16 on Saturday. I so appreciate each of you being here. I know it's been a hard night. Many of us did not sleep. Mini Panthers, thank you for sharing your comment. I'm going to read it. As a child whom CPS came often to mother's home, bless you, I'm sorry. We have all, so many have had traumas, right? What they know is so minimal. If they came out 5 times, the hidden stuff not told could have made it many more visits. Poor Sebastian. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Kelly girl. I agree with you. She says Boone should never be in society. She's literally insane. And did not get to watch that with you because obviously, you know, I'm usually at school and stuff. And so, but just watching the video, and I heard some of her outbursts in court, but watching the video of him in the suitcase begging her for his life and to be let out, for her to say it was hide and seek. Yes. Hi, Pale Rider. Yes, and that the years and years of her being a victim. So I'm glad another crazy off the street, right? Allegedly. Mm-hmm. Yes, so we need to remember all those who are victims during this time and who suffer, who don't feel worthwhile during this time. We build them up. Know there's places to go, reach out to us, let us know, you know, and there's hotlines, and I do have hotline on this banner for DV. They're saying, and we need to get, I need to add the others, the suicide unaliving, self unaliving hotline as well too. Your heart bleeds for poor Sebastian. He does not deserve this. Lying parents, in your opinion, like CP and KP, please God help find the truth to all this craziness. Thank you, Kelly. Yes. Star Lambert says, remember, all kids, I'm sorry, like I'm in my classroom. Please be sure to put in my opinion if you would, because I can't read it if it doesn't say in my opinion. You know, this case is just crazy. Yes, Jen Benners, hug your loved ones. Reach out to someone hurting. The best thing we can do when we're hurting is try and be there for someone else. My dad always said, if you want a friend, go be a friend and you will find a friend. If you feel hurt, go help someone who's hurting and they will help your hurt. That will help your hurt. And that's such good advice. And you know, he's been gone 7 years and I can still hear him saying that to me. So, but Sebastian, there were reports. They were allegations directed at the step parent. However, mentioning that the mother allowed, if her name is tied to it, because for allowing that environment for Sebastian to be in. Seth knew nothing, absolutely nothing about any of these reports that were filed until after his son went missing. Okay? So we need to, this is a lot that this father has had to take in. DJ, thank you for stating the weekend was not changed. I remember Seth saying it was not his weekend right at the beginning. It was not his weekend. It was not changed at all. Mini Panthers, Jay Teach, I truly enjoy your channel and the way you handle it. Great mods and chat here. I love the calm of your voice and level-headedness. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you so much. That's so sweet, so kind. All of you are just so amazing. Thank you to all of you. And if you received any of the gifted Crime Time Buzz memberships from Irony, please thank her and welcome to the family. And Cheshire Cat, welcome to the family. And all of you with your generosity, Pamela Hale, Sandy SST, Georgia Patriot Woman, Jen Benners, Panda Bear's mom. You all are just so kind and thoughtful, and we gather here for a place to discuss this. And I know several of you have sent me emails. Give me a chance to grab something to eat. And we're going to be there Friday night to support Seth. Very important. We're there to support Seth. Or very important. As a matter of fact, and I just want you all to know, when that rumor was coming out about the email that Seth wanted to put his son in a home, I immediately emailed Bullhorn Betty to let Seth know that that was occurring. She's very close with them. Okay. Thank you, Joanne McNeil. I'm so glad. I love having you all. Sandy, it'll be on Seth's channel. She is close to him. She's like a family member. And I let her know immediately to let Seth know that. So we want to stay with the facts. Like I said, I misspoke yesterday with the name of the school. I was given the proper name and I misspoke. So I give you a correction. Bledsoe in Gallatin was the one that they CP and KP wanted to send him to. And I will always come in and tell you if I say something wrong. And I did. But it was given to me firsthand information, given to me correctly from the sources. And I don't relay my source. But Friday night, Seth will be on the channel, his channel. It's called Seth F. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. Seth R. Rogers, Sebastian's father. Go sub up, support him, please. Truly, 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 if there's any individual who has a right to speak about Sebastian on their channel, there is no one more than the father. So go sub up to him. We're going to all be there Friday night. As soon as they announce when that time will be, we will adjust when our lives will be. And we will adjust then. Tracy, thank you so much for the super sticker and the thoughtfulness. I appreciate how much you all appreciate content and facts and no drama. That's why we're here. We will never stop until this young man is found. Thank you, Misty Fisher, for saying that. No matter what Sebastian didn't do, nothing is ever a child's fault. We will not stop till he is found and reunited with his daddy, Seth. We are Sebastian's army. We absolutely are. Hi, Heather. Hello, welcome in. I'm glad to have you all here. We have a couple of more days of me being able to be with you all during the day. Don't forget, members live this weekend will be a birthday party for Sebastian. At 1 p.m. Eastern time, my brother is coming into town. Now, Misty, let me know what you mean, what you're thinking for virtual vigil, and we can work on that. And also, depending on when my brother comes, we'll also do a whole group birthday gathering for him as well, for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who will be 16 December 7th. 16 December 7th. We have hope, we have faith. And like Tony said, we may have stumbled across something they didn't, want us to release, our audio or whatever, or something they want to look more into, or the things they've asked Smiley for too. But it means people are looking. It will not at all be behind the wall. No, it'll be members, all members. All members. We're going to hold off on any confidential stuff right now, and we're going to have a good time. And Sharon Marlowe, the only reason I did that was because of what was being asked for from us and stuff, okay? So just till everyone could get what they needed. And then if you're talking about last Saturdays, and then I opened the access. So it is open to all of you if you missed last Saturday's live now. I just needed to make sure everything was gotten to the proper places, and now I've given you access again. Okay? So sorry about that. So this Saturday, let me see something. Someone just said something is going a little fast. We need to start a tune in at noon and pray for. Yes. Wow, I love that. I love that. We need to start. Heather Ann is saying we need to start a tune in at noon and pray for Sebastian no matter where we all are. The power of prayer. Do you mean like me to go live at noon's a little hard for me, Heather Ann? I love that idea. It's hard for me on work days, but I have today and tomorrow, or tomorrow now. But I love that idea. If you could explain that a little bit more to me, that I love that. Because yes, where two or more are gathered in his name, right? Thank you so much, Brown Eyed Girl. Jay, I appreciate each and every single thing you do, all your research and support. I love you very much, at Jay. Love you back. Back at you, sweetie. Seriously, you all are just such a lovely community. And Sebastian, you know, he thought he didn't have friends. Hi, Women's Warrior. He thought he didn't have friends, and he has a world waiting for him. We are waiting for him. Buzz watching, Buzz sub power, Buzz crime, Buzz happy. Love it. Thank you so much, Flickery Foot, Tracy Dellen. Okay, Misty, whatever. I think the visual, I want to hear about the virtual visual, and maybe we can do that a different day. Please, that I think it's great. I love the idea. I learned so many things from all of you. Thank you, Sharon Marlowe. I appreciate the kind words. I did not hear that. Remember Katie saying Sebastian is going to be so upset when he gets home because the way we are being treated. Oh my gosh, in my opinion. Yeah, well, I just can't even comment. There are no words. All I can say, I'll find a way to comment. I'm sorry, I have to. Shameless, allegedly, in my opinion. If I end up being wrong, oh Robin, oh dear heart, we are going to the best of my ability, and maybe even when my brother lands, he'll go spend time with mom. We'll be able to get back on when he's and do a whole group because it's important. You're all just as important in Sebastian's lives as we all are. Okay, me and you, welcome in. I appreciate how much me and you, we're gonna, don't worry, I will. No, Sarah S. No, we're talking about a birthday party, members only live. We do a members only live every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Sarah S. Friday night, Seth is going on his channel, and it's for everyone. It's for everyone. And the thing of it is that was amazing support. Remember, we postponed. Silvers and I were supposed to go on the last time that Seth was going on, and we postponed because we didn't want you all to choose. And so many creators were there. So many of you all were there. Over 4,000, I think, were there. And I thought we were all saying we were going to break the internet. It was just incredible, incredible support. Thank you, Lena Lavania. Thank you. You love that idea. I'm glad to hear it. I just think we love him unconditionally. Yes, we absolutely do. And we're going to go eat some lunch, and I will be back on this evening. You will be making, Panda Bear's mom will be making some awareness bulbs next week. Oh, do you mean colored bulbs, Panda Bear's mom? Yes, everyone can go to Seth's. Seth is just having everyone so he can fill in information. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to be picking up. Remember, they told about the first few days of the search. if you are repeating facts, Star, like what we were just told, or something that comes from law enforcement, you don't have to say, in my opinion. And sometimes I do, just because in this case, I find it better to say it at all times and cover yourself. Thank you, Misty Fisher. And Star Lambert, thank you for that amazing question. We are going to go have lunch. I will be back on. Very wonderful. We're here for Sebastian. I will be back on this evening. Yes, Robin, his life was very hard, in my opinion. Robin says Sebastian's life with CP and KP stunk, in my opinion. Yes, it did. I'm sure, you know how CP allegedly, we heard him say he liked to go to school and soil himself and things like that. Well, I had said to you all back then, there's a soiling is a signal. And that anxiety that he must have lived with was certainly a sign of that, in my opinion. I hope justice comes for Sebastian too, Nicey Marie. Hello, I'm here. I just got done watching Sarah Boone's sentencing, Life Without Parole. Now I hope justice comes for Sebastian. I do too. Yeah, I don't know, Carla HH, how Seth makes it through each day with the pain he is suffering. I pray daily for Sebastian to be found soon. Keep up the prayers. Keep up the hope. Absolutely, me and you. I'm thankful and appreciative for each and every one of you. Star Lambert, we're going to celebrate as a whole community as well. I value each and every one of you. I truly, truly do. And I will celebrate about Sebastian's 16th birthday with each and every one of you. We will do 2 celebrations. So blessings to all of you. Let's go get something to eat. If anything comes up while no, Seth's Live is not members only. Seth's Live is for absolutely everyone. Just like last time, we had over 4,000. He had over 4,000 people in there. Over 4,000 individuals there supporting this father. Let's keep it up. Oh, hold on, my doggy. Hold on. We are going to pray for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers to be found, and we are going to bring him home. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the love and kindness. I will be back on this evening, probably in about 4 hours, about 6:30, 8 my time, 8:30 Eastern time. See you then. Prayers up for Sebastian. Hi, Car Guy. We will never give up. Thank you all for your support, for being here. Keep it up. Keep keeping on. And let me know if you hear anything while I step away and get some lunch. We are going to bring him home. Thank you, mods. Thank you, members. Thank you, all viewers, subscribers, everyone here. Talk soon.